Well, good morning and thanks for waking up with us on this Tuesday, July 10th. I'm Lauren Barnes.
I'm Joe Moreno. Time to get after it and time to brace for that heat, right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't really have much else to say. Got to turn that AC back on. If you were brave like Beth and might have turned it off over the weekend,
yeah.
Time for it to come back on.
That's about all we can expect right now at this time in July. Elisa's been all over this for us. We check in with her to start off your Tuesday morning with your forecast first.
I did that yesterday. I turned off my AC in the afternoon, and then by last night I was like, "Ooh, it's hot in here."
Couldn't last too long with it.
Yeah, it's not going to last, and the heat will only continue to crank as we head through the day tomorrow. It's 72 in Branson right now. We've got calm winds, dew points over 60, so it's humid out there this morning, but pretty quiet. We've got some mostly clear skies and not too much going on. You'll have an easy commute to work this morning. It's 74 in Springfield, a warm 73 in Rolla, 70 in West Plains, and 71 in Mountain Home. We've got the humidity. We've got oranges and reds here on the Muggy meter map. So again, very uncomfortable this morning. Green light conditions the whole way through, similar to yesterday. We could have a couple of storms pop in time for your evening commute, but not expecting anything widespread. We'll have some sunshine at the pool today. Isolated storm chances after 1, 2 o'clock. Still a very high UV index, so you want to use sunscreen and water. As you're firing up the barbecue, you could have a storm linger, but then we should be quiet after sunset with very warm temperatures. On the overnight, we've got these storm chances that we're tracking for today, and then the heat is going to continue to crank. Details on that in 10 minutes.
Elisa, we'll see you then. In the meantime, we have some new information regarding the search for a man from Douglas County. Deputies say Dustin Huff has turned himself into officers without incident late last night. Huff was wanted in an assault that happened last Saturday. There were numerous sightings of Huff over the weekend and yesterday, but in a Facebook post, police say Huff is now in custody.
The Pulaski County Sheriff's Office says an improvised explosive device was found inside a home in Richland, Missouri last night. Police were executing a search warrant in a narcotics investigation in the 500 block of Louise Street. Detectives secured and evacuated the home, and Pulaski County deputies called in the Missouri Highway Patrol bomb squad and are waiting for the home to be cleared. The fire department is on standby and was waiting for the bomb squad to finish their work. Pulaski County is expected to release more info today, so we'll update you when we get new details.
Tonight, it is my honor and privilege to announce that I will nominate Judge Brett Kavanaugh to the United States Supreme Court.
As you just heard, President Donald Trump has selected this man, Washington, D.C. Appellate Court Judge Brett Kavanaugh, for the next Supreme Court justice. This comes after Justice Anthony Kennedy announced his retirement.
This nomination puts in play a couple of challenges for liberals and Democrats. The political challenge regards what Senator Claire McCaskill does in response to the president's pick. She needs some Republicans to cross party lines to win in November, but a vote to confirm Brett Kavanaugh is going to alienate her Democratic base, and McCaskill can't afford Democrats to not vote in November.
On the policy front, Kavanaugh is a judicial conservative who, despite all assertions to the contrary about keeping an open mind and respecting precedent, is likely to find a way to side with the court's conservative bloc on cases that will chip away at abortion rights. But the key now will be how quickly Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell can rally the 50 votes he will need to put Kavanaugh over the top. Some of this will depend on how many of the so-called red state Democratic senators support that nomination.
If McCaskill is a no, she plays into Josh Hawley's rhetoric, but a no vote might be the senator's best political strategy heading into November. In fact, McCaskill released this statement saying she, quote, looks forward to thoroughly examining Judge Kavanaugh's record in the coming weeks.
Hawley also commenting on the nomination, saying, quote, Judge Kavanaugh is a remarkably qualified nominee for the Supreme Court. I have full confidence he will uphold the Constitution as the people wrote it and not impose his values from the bench. Moving on to some more local news this morning. Last week, Governor Parson signed a bill into law, and now Missouri is no longer the only state in the country without a statewide 911 system. The bill allows each county to have an opportunity to decide if they want to add or change their 911 services. In the past, counties funded 911 services through landline fees. But for the past 10 to 15 years, the use of landlines has decreased drastically. Zim Schwartz with the Greene County 911 Department says some counties choose to go the sales tax route, where part of the sales tax funds are 911 programs. A lot of counties haven't done this and are still relying on landlines, though. So now there's another option to collect those taxes and fees for the wireless devices.
But there's a lot of counties in the southwest area and across the state that could capture or could start to receive and collect up to $1 on wireless devices that connect and can call 911 so they can properly be funded.
Schwartz says she does not expect Greene County to take up the wireless option. We already have a sales tax, and she says it's a good funding mechanism that's been in place for years.
Moving to a local spotlight now. Being the father of the bride is a big responsibility, and for one man in Springfield, it was a role he wasn't sure he'd be able to fill. Colin Lingo spoke to a team of nurses and the family who made a miracle happen in a hospital chapel.
Everything about the day you get married is supposed to be perfect. Many fantasize about the perfect flower arrangement, the perfect venue, the perfect dress. As a little girl, Crystal Adams was different. She was more concerned with who would walk her down the aisle.
When I was younger, we had a rocky
The odds of it being her father, Curtis,
family life, but
got slimmer than ever.
once we got older, my dad's my rock.
About a week ago.
My dad has a cancer that they say is untreatable.
Having never been a fan of doctor's offices, Crystal's dad concealed an illness. When it was finally too much for him, he was taken to Mercy Hospital. Now doctors say they don't know how long he has left. Crystal knew he'd likely miss her wedding.
It wasn't going to happen for at least another year and a half.
That is until she and the groom-to-be called an audible.
We were going to do it in jeans and t-shirts. We were okay with it.
And she said, we're going to do a wedding today in the room.
Christine Mason is one of the nurses taking care of Curtis. It was her and her team who took that audible and ran with it.
I thought, why can't we do the wedding in the chapel?
It would be the hospital chapel's first wedding ever. A moment so rare, no one, not even Curtis, could miss it. On this day, expected to be perfect, the flowers were donated. The dress was from a thrift shop. And the one thing Crystal had always wanted was a gift from her dad.
Dad being there, couldn't have asked for a better day.
Great story. Colin Lingo reporting there. Crystal and her new husband expressed to us that this was really the work of Curtis's nurses, who they could not have thanked more.